Hey guys, it's Dan the Medic. Welcome to the channel. Now today I have for you the 20,000 subscriber Q&A special while I eat lobster. That's right guys, I got myself a lobster over here. This is a 2-pound lobster and it was 25 bucks. That's like pretty darn cheap. It is a pretty strong lobster too. Look at this. The claws are being suspended in the air instead of all drooping down, you know? Alright, so the way I'm going to eat the lobster today, I'm just going to simply put it in this boiling pot, steam it for like 11 minutes, and then we're going to get to eating. Alright, according to Gordon Ramsay's video, we simply pierce the lobster right here at the cross mark, and then the lobster goes into the pot. Here we go. And pierce. Terrific. Alright guys, the lobster is ready. So I have here garlic butter lobster on toast. Same over here because I cut the tail in half. And over here it is a lobster salad sandwich made with claw knuckles and that little cover piece that was on the back of the tail. Alright, so let's give this a try. So actually before I try it, I just wanted to say that to make this, I put the butter in the pan, then I put the lobster, and then I put the garlic powder and some salt. And when I was done, I took the lobster out, and when the toast was ready, I put the toast right into that butter. So it's very nice buttery toast. All right, here we go. So good, guys, so good. And that's just the toast. I haven't even, reached the lobster yet. Delicious. It's a 10, guys. It's a 10 if I do say so myself. And now the part with the lobster. It's heavenly. Lobster salad sandwich. It is just mayo and lobster. Good stuff. Okay, so what I have done is that I copied the questions onto Microsoft Word, rearranged them by category, and some questions were very similar to others, so I combined them. All right, so here we go. Foods category. Question 1. Where were you brought up and why the dislike of veggies? Did your mom force you to eat veggies? LOL. Now I'll tell you guys, I'll tell you. My mom did not force me to eat veggies. My mom forced me to eat white meat chicken. That's right, guys. White meat chicken. Wait, what's going on here? I'll tell you, right? Chinese people, for some reason, like dark meat chicken with all the bone and the gristle and everything. Me, I always enjoy the simplicity of white meat chicken. It's like eating a cake, Don't have to deal with the bones, don't have to deal with the gristle. You just eat just the chicken, But my mom would say white meat chicken is dry and flavorless. I disagree, right? We will have family dinners where she put down the plate of chopped chicken and she put a little piece of white meat on everyone's plate and said, you sik bat yoga, you sik bat yoga, right? Which means that you must eat some of the white chicken. Obviously, in her mind, white chicken is highly undesirable and we must not waste it. Therefore, everyone must consume some along with the precious, gristly, dark meat. I don't know, man. Here in America, they charge you extra for white meat. Hey, you know, I'll tell you, I would love to live in a land where everybody else hates what I like, and I'll get it for dirt cheap. All right, so why don't I like veggies? Veggies don't taste good, and I grew up in New York City. Danny the Medic, out of all the places you tried, who makes the best beef chow fun no bean sprouts? All right, you see, there is no best, but I will tell you one that I really enjoyed, and it is over at Rainbow Kitchen on Rainbow. Pretty darn good. I still remember it. Whenever people say, hey, you got a best beef chow fun, I'll be like, there's no such thing as best. But, wow, guys, that was pretty darn good. Which restaurant or buffet has felt like the biggest ripoff? Well, I'll tell you the truth, guys. I know ripoff even before I step into the restaurant, okay? Because, look, there's a very popular scam out there that's been going on forever, right? They'll make something that obviously is baloney, and the business model operates in a way that everyone is a one-time customer and then F that, right? For example, the Sonic pest repeller, they put out advertisements, right? That, hey, this machine will drive away all the roaches and mosquitoes or whatever they say. And of course, it doesn't really work. You plug it in, and of course, the advertisement will say money back guarantee. But these big rip-off restaurants don't have a money back guarantee. But for that business model, money back guarantee if you're not satisfied. 99% of the people out there are too lazy to return things, And then if it doesn't work, 1999 down the toilet. They go, we gave it a try. Maybe it just doesn't work here. People don't know any better, right? The Chinese, they got a phrase for that. It's called one bun. Seeking the stupid, right? So when you go, like for me, I see a restaurant, I see the menu prices. There is no way on earth that food can be that much money, right? So what do? They sprinkle gold on it. They put truffle on it. They bend it into different shapes, just to charge more. And of course, one bun. Stupid people would pay that much, And then of course there's a brainwashing component, right? Oh, if something costs a lot of money, it must be special, So then you got all these regular normal folk wasting their money going to these places for a special occasion, thinking that, oh, this is grand, I'm gonna get dressed up for this. It's a ripoff, guys. And one prime example that I've been to lately is Hakkasan. Oh boy, did they really did all that, the fancy waiter, dude, it's shrimp, it is wheat, it is rice, it is beef, it is just food, all that manipulate. It's just manipulating people. I'm just really disappointed in such business models. Seeking the stupid. Disappointed, guys. All right. Which city amongst your travels has the best tap water? New York City. All right. If you could choose your last meal, what will you have as your last meal? Well, last meal meaning like death would follow. Obviously, I want to avoid death, so I would get the endless all you can eat lobster buffet, right? And I will spend years eating it. I'll be like, I ain't done yet. By the way, bring me some of my friends to a conversation. I'll spend decades just nibbling. I will shit my pants on the spot to avoid having the meal end. And also put the TV on too. Catch up on my latest shows. What is your favorite vegetable? What is your least favorite food? Okay, now those are two different questions. I combined it into one because vegetables are my least favorite food. Haha. On average, how many times per month do you go out for dim sum? I have no average Some months I go none. Some months I go every day. No, not every day, but you know what I mean. Okay. What do you like better? Popeyes or KFC? I like them both for its unique reasons, right? KFC got a unique flavor, Popeye got a unique flavor. Sometimes one goes on sale and the other does not, etc., etc. Right? I believe the same person said McDonald's or Burger King. Same answer. Subway or Jimmy John's? I don't like either. Greek or regular yogurt? I prefer. I don't know what Greek style is for yogurt. I think it may be the kind with nothing in it. So I like the things with something in it, but not the one with the sugar in it. It's a lot of sugar they put into the yogurt. So I get sugar-free yogurt, much like the triple zero whatever. But then those taste disgusting. What I do with that yogurt, I dump it into my shake bottle, and I make a drink out of it, and along with like some electrolytes and things like that. Orange or grapefruit juice depends on the occasion. Okay. Someone here, it's more of a statement than a question, saying that Denver has great tasting tap water, much better than Las Vegas tap water. You know what? It is not hard to beat Las Vegas tap water, but in general, it is hard to beat free. What's the best pizza in New York City? The best pizza in New York City, you're gonna have to go back in time. All right, it is called Two Brothers Pizza in different locations. It used to be $1 a slice. Now I believe it's $1.25 or $1.50 or something like that. But ever since it, stopped being just $1, I stopped going. Boy, that pizza was so good. Man, you walk up there, you throw them $1. You don't even have to tell them what you want. They know you want this slice of pizza, even though they got other things for $1. I'll get that slice. It's not very big, doesn't have a lot of cheese, but it was $1, guys. So good. What restaurant do you really want to go to that you haven't been to yet? Aha, one bun. All right? Usually when people have a restaurant they really want to go to that they haven't been to yet, it's usually that same one bun rip-off places that, are out there trying to find the stupid people, right? Now, people with a restaurant they really want to go to that haven't gone to yet, there's got to be a reason to prevent people from going there, right? High price, long reservation line or something like that, I'm like, or certain celebrity that isn't in town until, December 5th, and then December 5th is already all booked up. I really want to go to that restaurant. Why? It's a restaurant, people. It is a business created by humans looking to take advantage of other humans, right? Because it's just food, right? Come on. So is there a restaurant I want to go that I haven't been to yet? No. If I wanted to go to a restaurant, I would have been there already. I'm old. I'm not like 10 years old and go, oh, I always wanted to visit McDonald's. I heard there's billions and billions served, and I never got a chance to been there. I'm old, guys. I've seen a lot of the world and I know rip off when I see it. Oh boy, they rip you off, guys. I was so upset when my friend Nellie, she took her lover, which isn't me, god damn it, to the fancy Korean place that is up in the office tower, just down the street, right? Paid like $300 for a meal, and I witnessed it, and I witnessed how mediocre the food was. And they didn't sprinkle truffle, they didn't sprinkle gold, they didn't bend it in different shapes. It was just a regular Korean BBQ, except that, it's in a very nice, tall level. I mean, like, you gotta be kidding me. Really? They're laughing all the way to the bank with your hard-earned cash. Pancakes or waffles? Depends on my mood. Do you like Indian food? I do like Indian food, in general. Have you ever tried Ethiopian food? No, not knowingly. I might have. I don't recall. What's your favorite dessert? I'm not really a dessert person. Growing up, I'm always a one entree and done person. Like For example, I'm hungry. I go over to Noodle Town. I get the roast pork on rice. I eat it, I leave. That's it. No appetizer, no dessert, no soup, no salad, no little fork, littler fork, and even smaller fork, big spoon, little spoon, middle, no, none of that. I don't even get their soda offering. I drink their tap water. But over there, the tea is free, so I have the tea along the tap water. Yeah. Do I like caviar? Yes, I do, but depending on the type. Some caviar I put in my mouth, it's just a mouthful of like, I don't want to say. It's like a mouthful of that you know what. Fruit punch with tap water. Oh God, I got a lot of these guys. Still in the food category. Any chance you'll be dropping the Danny's Delight Chow Fun Kit so we can all channel our inner gourmet medics? Well, I'm not a chef, so that's not something I would be doing. How about a chow fun recipe tutorial? Again, I'm not a chef. If I make a chow fun recipe, it'll probably be effed up. What is the biggest tip you ever left at a restaurant? Alright, so I guess it'll have to be percentage, right? I think I gave 100% tip one time over at the Denny's because I ordered their $5 meal or something like that. And the waitress was really nice, so I gave her 100% tip. Because like people gotta make a living, and that if you're working at a $5 place, 15% of $5 is not gonna pay your rent, So you gotta be respectful of the staff and everything, right? Now also, if you're going to the $100 place, I see no need to leave 15%, unless it's like really $100 a plate. I eat one plate. I spend 20 minutes in that restaurant. How is that a $15 earning? They didn't earn $15. They earned more like 7 or 8, in my opinion. If you had the choice between endless lobster or endless prime rib, which would you choose? I'll take the lobster, guys, because it all depends, right? Lobster, if I were to make it at home, is a pain in the butt. Prime rib, I can make at home easily. I just go to Costco, buy the whole big thing of prime rib, toss it in the oven, voila. What is your favorite meal of the day? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Alright, so, I don't really care because I don't eat traditional breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? Having spent decades in show business, to us, 5 p.m. could be breakfast, 5 a.m. could be dinner. It doesn't matter, But if you're thinking about the food that I like, I do enjoy typical breakfast foods, grits, waffles, it's very delicious, I like turkey bacon from Whole Foods back when they used to have it, in the help yourself area, because turkey bacon, like they cooked it until all the water had basically left. So it weighs almost nothing and they charge you per pound. So I would get a whole bunch of turkey bacon for dirt cheap and I bring it home, put it in the ramen, put it in the rice, Oh boy, save a lot of money. When did you develop your affinity for chow fun? Alright, I like beef chow fun forever and ever since I was a kid. I believe that it is because it is made out of carbohydrate, right? And carbohydrate is very addictive, I would bite into it and I would feel good. It's like, and my mood would be elevated, right? Which can never be done with vegetables. What kind of food is your all-time favorite? You know what? I'm going to go with lobster. Although, the whole reason why half of America gets divorced, it's because there's no such thing as monogamy in the world. All right, true monogamy is very rare, because you cannot eat beef and broccoli every single day of your life and then still be as happy with it the same day as day one with day 3 trillion. All right, you will get tired of it, right? So if something stands out and has flavor, right, you will get tired of it and you must need a change, right? Whereas white rice, you could eat it every single day for the rest of your life and not even get tired of it because it doesn't stand out, right? It doesn't stand out. It doesn't have a huge flavor on its own, and it goes with every single thing you eat. So, what was I even talking about? Yeah, there is no favorite food of all time, you know? So, but I generally like lobster. What did you have for breakfast this morning? Dude, I'm telling you. I'll tell you the truth, guys. The earlier segment, I was wearing a scrub top. Right? That's because, if I filthy it up, I just chuck it in the trash, because that's what scrubs are for. It's clothing that you wear that you don't mind getting all messed up. So actually, believe it or not, it's in the trash right now. I'm not gonna wash it. I got like a ton of scrubs. So anyway, between then and right now, I actually slept. Right? I went to bed because I did that as a man. I'm tired. So I put the lobster in the fridge and I went to bed. I woke up and I continued the video. So in fact, you did see me eat the breakfast I had this morning. All right. On the subject of sushi, are you picky about what type of fish you eat? I like salmon sushi and yellowtail. I'm not picky about what type of fish I eat with sushi, as long as it doesn't taste fishy. Like mackerel, I don't like, because as soon as I get it close to my face, the fishiness just smacks you on the face. The fishiness is all fishy, and all the other fish, I used to be like, oh yeah, I like the taste of this, like the taste of that. So aside from the salmon, I think it was really hard for me to tell the difference between all the rest of the non-fishy fishes. Like the salmon, I think I can detect because it got a little bit of oiliness to it. But everything else, right? I had a blind taste test one time where my friend challenged me. And then like put like a piece in my hand. I tried to tell what it is. I thought it was, I opened my eyes and it was not. So yeah, they all kind of taste the same. If you could only eat one meat for the rest of your life and beef is not an option, what meat would you eat? Pork. If tap water came with a $2 service fee, would you still drink it? Now, why would tap water come with a service fee? Service fees is just like, for me, I don't care about fees, right? I care only about out the door cost. It's like, hey, don't you try to like put the whole scammy stuff on me because, they're gonna be like, oh, it's only, 50 cents, but then we got this fee and that fee and that fee. It's like, oh, well, it was only 50 cents. It's not so bad. Fees is a no. I care about what I have to pay. And that's it. If I have to pay $2 for water, no, because I can get water for free elsewhere. I'll sneak it in. Or I'll just go to the water fountain and just drink my fill before going in the restaurant or something. I'm not going to pay $2 for water. Hell no. We know you don't like veggies. How do you feel about fruit? Fruit's alright. I notice you sometimes order spicy food, even though you know you don't care for spicy food. Why do you subject yourself to the discomfort of extra spicy food? Alright, so I'll tell you. Spicy food is spicy food, right? Sometimes you get a piece of food that is bland, but then it burns your face like the cops just spray mace on your face and you get no flavor. You know what I mean? And then there are other times when the spiciness is tied to a specific flavor that you cannot get because it is like within those mix of spices. You know, like for example, a lot of the good hot pot broths, you know, the spicy soup got an underlying flavor that is so good. But oh my god, it's so spicy. But then when you tell them to make it not spicy, that flavor diminishes. No idea. No idea, guys. If beef chow fun did not exist, what food would be your second choice? All right, that's simple, right? When I go to the restaurant, I order 海鮮炒麵, right? Because 海鮮炒麵 is delicious. Seafood pan-fried noodles, right? Now, 海鮮炒麵 is usually 1.5 times the price of beef chow fun. So sometimes when I'm feeling a little bit cheap, I'll go to the restaurant and I look at the two things and say, you know what? I don't feel like spending that type of money today. I'm going to go with the beef chow fun, right? So they're both really good. One just costs more than the other. So, yep, 海鮮炒麵. Now over here, we got a correction of sorts. My question is about sumai. Why you pronounce it siumait? So, man, I'm telling you. I don't know. I pronounce it the way I pronounce it, and then the restaurant hands it over. Good enough for me. What is the most expensive food you ever eaten? And what is the most expensive meal you ever had? I do not remember, guys. I think at one time I went with Tammy down to Philadelphia for an omakase offering. And that was a friggin' ripoff. Just because they bring it to you one little piece at a time does not make it worth $175, alright? Just because they bring it to you a piece at a time. Really, guys? I'm not that stupid. Piece at a time. Seriously. I mean, like, yeah, was it good? Yes, it was good. I would say it was excellent. But it ended up being like 9 pieces of sushi for $175 or something like that. Stupid. I don't care how good sushi is. It's not 9 pieces for $175. What are your favorite restaurants in New York City and Vegas and why? Alright. We have to go back in time. Favorite restaurant. Noodle Town of the 80s and 90s. In New York City, on the corner of Bayer and Bowery. Because delicious food, low price. And Vegas, I like Village Pub. Fair pricing, good food. Village Pub, there's a lot of locations, you know. Good, my God, $9.99 steak and eggs, 24 hours. Alright, so we're done with the food category and we'll move on to the channel category right after these commercial messages. Oh my God, I need a break. Alright guys, we're back with the channel category of questions. Okay, question 1. Who are some of the other bloggers that you would like to collaborate with to do videos? Alright, I'll tell you. There's a channel out there called Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson. Funny as heck. Funny as heck. They never eat anything on that channel. And I would be like, of course they got millions and millions of subscribers, you know, out of my league. But one day, I would like feed Neil deGrasse Tyson some chicken feet. Alright. Do you watch any other food and travel YouTubers? And which one would you want to do a collab with? I'll tell you the truth, guys. I do not watch other food and travel YouTubers. Right? Now, I did years ago when I was trying to find out which buffet had lobster. And it was just a mess, guys. I'm talking about like bad audio, shaky footage, you know, and then it's like to find out where the lobster was, it was just not working out for me, which kind of resulted in my early attempts of making a buffet library, right? And it was just videos of only the buffet, so others can see clearly what is on the buffet line. But of course, videos like that are not very popular, and I have since deleted them off of my channel a long time ago. Have you been to Hawaii? I have not. And I'll tell you the truth, I won't be going anytime soon. Mainly because it is very pricey and I ain't got the money. It's really expensive, guys. I mean, like, not that I even looked into it, just that for my entire life, every time someone mentions Hawaii, where else would you go on vacation and do videos besides your upcoming cruise? I don't know. I'm not a vacation type of person, you know? Like, you see, vacation is like people who work 50 weeks out of the year and they get 2-week vacation. And then they got to make something special out of it, like go to Hawaii or whatever the case may be. You know, a vacation that is the opposite of what they normally do in life, to change things up, to refresh themselves, to reset the button, you know, whatever they want to call it. But I'm not a vacation person, you know. I'm just a person that live life as is. You know, I have no desire to lay on the beaches where the water is clear, to get away from an office of stuffy workers and managers and bosses and supervisors, because I have no such office with managers, you know, and you know, I'm a medic, you know. Every day is like you know, fun for me. I only do what I enjoy in life. I don't suffer 50 weeks out of the year to, like, you know, go nuts 2 weeks out of the year. You know, nothing like that, you know. If I don't like it, I don't do it. You know, I turn down work. You know, like there was just a job that that called me and said, hey, you know, can you be the medic on this thing? I said, where is it? It was in the middle of the woods. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, in the middle of the woods? I'm like, how am I even going to get there? I don't have a car. I have to suffer, and I have to suffer, and then I may not be able to get home afterwards. You know, so I said, you know what? No thanks. You know? And so I live for another day and do something else with my time. You know, I got to enjoy it because life is short. I'm just curious as to how far you see the channel going in the future. How far can you take things? I'll tell you the truth, I don't know. I'm unable to see the future because if I could, I'll be a billionaire right now with, I don't know, a girlfriend in every small town in America. What's your favorite video that you posted so far? Well, now this one I gave it some thought in the preparation of the Q&A, right? I'll have to say the heart attack grill video, right? Because like I enjoyed making it, right? When I came up with the idea for the video, I'm like, hey, that's funny, you know? It's like, you know, I just think that was really funny. So if you haven't seen it, you know, check it out. It's the heart attack grill video. I mean, like, I think it's funny. You might be like, boo. You know, there's some people like really disappointed in me for making such a video, but I liked it. And that's all that matters. All right. Danny, will you do any videos overseas? Are you coming back to Boston? I'll pay for your hotel so you don't have to stay in a hostel. All right. I don't know when, you know, and of course, I'm not going to take up people in such offers because, you know, my channel is a working man's channel, and usually the people who watch my videos are working people. Hotels in Boston are expensive. I wouldn't be able to accept, you know, but if it's not Vegas or New York, right, the places I go is only because I happen to be there for whatever the reason, you know, usually for work. You know, if I go to a place that is not for work, it's very rare, guys. All right. What made you go into acting before becoming a medic? Well, I'll tell you the truth, guys. Long time ago, I saw an opportunity to be able to make money while doing almost nothing at all. So I went into acting. Danny, what inspired you to start a channel on YouTube? How long does editing take? Where was the first place you ever traveled to? Thanks, Danny. Alright, so I started using YouTube in 2020 because it was a really good way to manage your uploaded videos. You know, like other platforms didn't have such a good way. And then my channel started in 2022 in January when I decided to, you know, do something with it. All right. As for the editing, I'll say in general, it takes 2 to 3 times longer than it does for me to film all the footage. In general, right? Sometimes it goes up to 5 times longer when I have to further process the video on another machine for its capabilities. All right. Where was the first place you ever traveled to? That would be New York City when I was a kid. When can you come to Georgia? Well, I don't know. Just like wherever life takes me. That's kind of my philosophy. All right. Who are the best Las Vegas food YouTubers? Well, guys, now, I know it may seem strange. Like here I am, a YouTuber, making videos about Las Vegas food. You would think, you know, I watch this stuff on YouTube, but I do not. I watch other things on YouTube, you know, and do other, you know, watch shows and TV and stuff like that. So I really don't watch. I only seen maybe a small handful of Vegas food videos from other YouTubers. It would come up on my feed, and it's like, look, I don't think I watch enough of that type of genre to come to any type of conclusion. Okay. Continuing on, still on the same. Channel stuff. How many Vegas trips have you averaged? How many Vegas trips have I averaged? My English is not so good. So I'm gonna have to just assume that how many Vegas trips I've been on. I'll probably say over 100. I'm guessing. I mean, I've been going for a very long time and quite often. All right, moving on. If eating veggies for one whole week increased your subscribership to 100,000, would you do it? What do you mean eating veggies for one whole week? Like nothing but veggies? No. You know, it's like, no. No. But if it means like every day for a week, I have one bite, yeah. But then this is like not going to happen anyway. I don't think so. Why would anyone subscribe to a channel where they eat veggies for a week? Doesn't make any sense. You know, no one's that sick eating veggies for a week. Disgusting. Where there'll be an opportunity for a lucky viewer to win a dinner with Danny. Now, in the future, should I strike it rich, I will have such things. I would be like, hey, you know, win an all expense paid trip to Vegas from anywhere in the United States to come have dinner with me and be in the video. I would love to do that. You know, money, right? I think that once I get enough money to do that, it's not going to be a luxury thing. It's going to be like they're going to fly Spirit and they're going to have to be forced to sleep on my couch. Save money. When you come to Australia, Will you come back to Virginia someday? Well, I'll tell you, I go where life naturally takes me. I don't really plan that far in advance. Speaking of which, here's the next question. How far ahead is your schedule arranged? Not very far. Although I don't do last minute stuff because when it comes to airline prices, last minute the airline prices are very high. So maybe like I'll be like, what am I gonna do? Like I have December planned out already, and I guess I have nothing going on in January. So like 3 months ahead. 3 months ahead. But it's like only planning for like the flights and hotels and stuff. The stuff I do when I get there is never planned. Once I show up, I'm just sitting there like, whoa, let's go get something to eat. Or let's go check that out. Like I really don't plan things. All right, so I had mentioned I'm going on a cruise. Go, what cruise line? Now, I have never been on a cruise before, right? The cruise line is Norwegian. The only reason I chose it is because the free promo from the casino is Norwegian, and it's like it isn't like, hey, free cruise to go and hear your choices of companies. It only be like Norwegian. So that's what cruise line is. Don't be like, well, Danny the medic says he's going on Norwegian, so that must be good. I have no idea, guys. Where are you cruising to? All right, so I have no idea where I'm going. It is a place called Bermuda. The only thing I heard about Bermuda is a triangle where people disappear, right? But it is something that fits within my schedule and within the maximum number of days or whatnot. I didn't want to go on a cruise too long in case it really sucks and I hate it. And this one is only 5 days. So I'd be like, hey, if I go there and it sucks really bad, 5 days is not too bad, So I have no idea what is to come. So make sure you check out those videos, which will be recorded as I experience the stuff, good or bad. Where do you spend Thanksgiving and Christmas? The same place where I spend the day before Thanksgiving and the day before Christmas. I don't have any big plans for these things. Do you like sauerkraut? Do you drink wine? No, and no, not really, not anymore. Danny, do you enjoy live music? Can we see a video of the Sphere in Vegas? Could you do a video of the Sphere at night, please? Well, I'll tell you what. I can do a video of the outside of the Sphere, but I cannot do a video of the inside of the Sphere. Now, obviously, I had emailed the people at the Sphere about going inside and shooting some footage, but they turned me down, right? And the general policy is, I believe you can't bring bags, you can't bring selfie stick or whatever the heck, I can't make a video inside. So not only that, the price is kind of high. After all, it's just a ball. What are some of your favorite films and directors? Have you ever thought of taking a class at NYU Film School? All right, so when I watch movies and films and things like that, I don't pay too much attention to like who the director is and things like that, right? All I know is that I enjoy well-produced movies, okay? I can see production value, I can see good acting, I can see very nice wardrobe and set dressing, But then when it comes to directors, as long as it's a good director, I'm fine, because there's some movies out there that is not worth watching, God forbid you have to sit through something like that. And so I think that I use IMDb. If something gets a really good score on IMDb, then I would most likely enjoy it. Except for some of the really artsy stuff. I still remember I tried to watch The English Patient and it just bored me to tears. And the movie called On Golden Pond, it bored me to tears. I'm sitting there like, oh my God, how did this get such a high score? But then it's just me. Have you ever thought of taking a class at NYU Film School? I have not. I don't see any reason why I should. I hear that's expensive. You know? You have many hobbies. How do you get into the YouTube hobby? Oh, easy answer. YouTube hobby is an extension of my previous Facebook hobby. Taking pictures of food and putting it on Facebook and say, look, that's what I'd be eating. I'm eating this, So I just moved it all to YouTube. Very easy. Can you please teach more Chinese words? Well, I'll just go over today's Chinese words. One bun, right? It means that looking for stupid, which means that people are trying to scam you, right? To use it, you walk by, you're asking, hey, how much is this? And they'll tell you a price. And you know that that's not a good price for that. And that's not even a fair price for that. Obviously it's not worth the money. They're playing it up like as if it's worth the money. And you say, one bun. Will there be a blind taste test? A video where you sample several examples of chow fun from various eateries and guess where each sample comes from. That is highly unlikely. The idea of, wow, the logistics. Wow, that would cost maybe like $3,000 to do that video. Because I have to hire all these people to go get the chow fun from all these different places, bring them to a centralized location, and by then it'll be cold, where I can sample each one. And not only that, I don't remember how beef chow fun tastes like from other places. I'll have to go and re-eat everything. No, it's going to look like a $10,000 video. I would love to see a blooper video, all the funny outtakes. Also, it would be interesting to see a behind-the-scenes video on how you edit and how you prepare for a shoot. Are you scripted at any point of the video? Alright, so there are no scripts on my channel. Why not? Because writing scripts takes money. I ain't gonna do it. No budget. It's only me. Right? Because if you have scripts, you're gonna need a script supervisor. You're gonna need people to proofread the scripts. You're talking about an increase of budget for money I don't have. Alright. Okay, it'd be interesting to see behind the scenes video on how you edit and how you prepare for a shoot. I might do another one of those one day. Alright. Blooper and funny outtakes. Alright, see, now I don't do bloopers, right? My video is just one gigantic blooper. Because the idea of bloopers is that something like unusual happens and then, then it gets cut out. And then like for me, I don't really have any such footage. I just keep the camera rolling. Now, for me, things that I do cut out of videos is like if I sneeze. It's like, nah, what's so funny about like, oh my goodness, would you like to see a blooper video? Achoo! Oh darn it, I sneezed. Okay, let's go back. And then how's that funny? Now, I'm guessing other channels, they have like disasters. Like I remember blooper, like Jackie Chan. There'll be him doing his stunts, and he'll jump through like a window and get stuck, and then the whole crew laughs. That's like a blooper. Like I don't have such things. Because if I don't have to shoot it again, I will not shoot it again because I'm just lazy that way. As a medic, How are you preparing for possible seasickness if you've never been on a big ship? Staten Island ferry doesn't count. Are you worried? Well, I'll tell you what. It's a 5-day cruise. If for some reason it's so unbearable by the time I get to wherever the heck I'm going, I just get off the boat, get on a plane, come back home, right? There's no point in suffering, like why suffer? But if it's not that bad, I'm sure there are pills out there. Other than that, never been on a cruise before. I'm thinking I most likely will not get seasick because I don't get motion sickness in cars or anything like that. So we'll see. All right. So that ends that section. Gotta take a quick break. Enjoy these commercial messages. Welcome back, guys. Now the next question is, can I see your hat collection? All right. So we got these JC Penney hats that I like so much because they were dirt cheap on sale, and I bought a bunch of them. I have maybe 8, 9, or 10 of these, and this is just 3. I have more laying around. I do not know where I have them right now, right? Now, I like this style of hat, so I also have them from the cheap $5 Amazon version. They get worn out easily, but also they're easy to replace when they fly away in the wind. Here we have this hat, which I don't even really wear that often, if at all, because I like this one better. And here we have my cowboy hat. Thank you, McKenna, for telling me how to get it. This one here is a straw hat from a place called Atwood's in Texas. Pretty cheap, 20 something bucks. I like these hats because the big brim kind of emphasizes the movement of my head, right? Like if I were to do a little nod, you see it a lot more. It's like, howdy, man. Right? Whereas if I were to wear this, how you doing? It's not much, How you doing? Next question. Is that gold watch you wearing a Rolex? No, it is not, guys. It is a Rolex style watch, right? Now, Rolex, they made watches a long time ago, and their styles everybody liked. So now everybody on earth and their mothers make a Rolex looking watch. It's like a classic. It's kind of like how Levi Strauss or whoever it was made the original pair of jeans. And then now everybody on earth makes a version of that same pair of jeans. Classics, good stuff. Do you like music? Not really. Not like how other people really like their music. Like I just enjoy some stuff, casually listening, but not really, no. Who is your favorite comedian? I don't really have a favorite. I enjoy funny comedians. I think George Carlin is one of my tops. He funny dude, okay? Now, do you follow any sports teams? I do not. I don't like sports. Because when I was a kid, I used to watch cartoons. My father would come and change the channel to sports. Ruin sports for me for the rest of my life. Now, whenever I see sports, I just roll my eyes. It's like, oh, sports. Disgusting. If you could be granted one wish, what would you wish for? The powers of Superman. Very easy, right? Everything anyone can want. Do you think our economy is headed for a crash? How will Las Vegas survive a great economic slowdown? I don't know, guys. I'm a medic. Why do you still live in New York City? It makes no freaking sense to me. I'm telling you, I agree. This is ridiculous. Okay, here's the next question. What do you end up doing after high school? What also led you to the paramedic industry? All right, now that's a thick one. A really thick one, guys. Trust me. It's so big and thick that I'm gonna have to just really whittle it down and answer it like this. After high school, that time period in my life, I just went and I did what made me happy, right? Now I would try things, and if it didn't make me happy, it never lasted very long. So that's what happened during that time in my life. Also, what led me to be a paramedic? Basically, long time ago, I was in show business. There was an advertisement that says, Nurse Jackie, they want a extra to be a paramedic for 3 days, of which the only requirement is that you have blue pants. I was like, hey, I got blue pants, right? Then I went and then I was a paramedic for 3 days. And I realized while we were shooting the show, I knew nothing. You know, I'm walking around, they got a fake ambulance, a fake hospital, and I knew nothing. I said, you know what? Let me go to take a class and find out more about this. And that was the beginning of my involvement with emergency medical services, right? As you have shared that your parents have passed, so sorry. You mentioned about your sister. Does she live in New York City or in another city state? Do you have any other extended family members, and are you close to any of them? So I will say it this way. Now, obviously, this question is about what I think about family and relationships. Basically, I don't believe in family relationship. I don't believe in husband and wife relationship. I don't believe in any of that stuff, right? Because it shouldn't be that just because you're technically related or technically married to someone that you're stuck with these people and you must have them in your lives, right? I believe that you should only have good people in your life, and whoever gives you grief just have no place in your life. Like, there was a family that lived across the street. They were so dysfunctional. It's a group of brothers and sisters. They argued all the time. You know, I'm just like, you know what? Why do you guys even talk to each other? They're like, oh, but we're family. I said, well, then you're stupid, okay? You're just very, very stupid. All right. And that being said, yes, my parents are dead, and that's perfectly fine, you know, life, right? That's how life is. And also, my sister lives out in like Pennsylvania somewhere, and she is a good person. Okay, next question. What is the longest amount of time you went without food? 55 hours. I know, because I was doing a fast. I was originally doing a 40-hour fast, and then I went to bed and I woke up. Next thing I know, I said, you know, I just keep it going, and it went to as far as 55 hours. You mentioned that you love guitars and watches. How did you get into these hobbies? Out of pure boredom, you know? Now, I'm just like, I'm sitting there, you know, like, oh, that looks interesting. I ain't got nothing better to do. So I went into those hobbies. Simple. You know, I think that's how most hobbies start. You know, it piques an interest, and then you're like, hey, let me look more into that. What was your worst case of food poisoning? I imagine a person who has eaten in many places has some good stories. When I had food poisoning, the worst case was when I was a kid. I felt so terrible. I think I was maybe 9 years old or something. I felt so terrible. I had my mom take me to the hospital, but by the time we got there, I felt better, and that was the end of it. Right? I haven't really gotten food poisoning ever since. Nothing major like that. Sorry to disappoint. Now, commercial messages. And we're back, guys. Now moving on to the Vegas category. Here we go. I want to know what was the biggest jackpot you had while gambling and how often do you win it all? Alright, guys. So the biggest jackpot was like 3,000 something, and that was actually in the video that I recorded because it was really big. And how often to win it all? Not often. I'm actually down a lot of money overall. It would be better to not have gambled. You know, I mean, that's what gambling is. You know, they didn't build these billion-dollar resorts out of everyone winning, right? All right. Danny, have you ever visited any gentlemen's clubs in Vegas? If so, how much did you spend? All right, I'll tell you the truth. I have not visited any gentlemen's clubs in Las Vegas because I really can't say how it is in these places, but I have been to a gentlemen's club here in New York City, and I'm telling you guys, it was not pleasant. The story is, I got a little ticket that was handed out on the street. On it, something gentleman club. It says free buffet during lunch. So I went in, and of course, I sat down. It was non-stop hard sales. You know, it's kind of like walking into one of those timeshare presentations. I'm sitting there. As soon as I sat down, girl walks up, lap dance. I said, no, thank you. Oh, come on, baby. You know, it was fun. It's this. I said no. 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 And then the next girl, I said no. I said no. I said no. I said no. You know, just let me have my buffet in peace. Ain't happening, guys. You know, so never been to a gentleman club again. Ridiculous, right? But you know, if gentlemen clubs are different in Vegas for some reason, let me know in the comments below. I may try it one day, but guys, wasn't good. Can you make a video teaching us how to gamble Danny the Medic way? All right, let me tell you. There is a video in the works, right? I plan on trying to get in touch with the Ellis Island marketing lady. I think she's in charge of social media or something. See, they have a front yard section that has blackjack tables that are not occupied at a certain time. I would love to make a blackjack video, you know, showing how I play blackjack. You know, that would be fun, but I'll get more. It's in the future. You know, first that lady have to reply to my several requests over LinkedIn and everything like that. I think her name's Christina. I mean, I've been trying, but I haven't been trying really hard, you know, but because I have a lot of other videos that I am doing, so it's not like that's the only thing I'm gonna do, so I gotta make it happen, but I will put a little more effort into it. All right. I know you like video poker and the tables. If you had to choose a favorite slot machine, classic or penny, what would it be? Personally, I'm a classic lady, and mine is a Thai original top dollar and blazing sevens. So I don't really enjoy slots, right? The only slots I ever played really was the some old cherry machine. I don't even remember the name of these things, but it was because the bus I would take to Atlantic City comes with some free play. So I would put the free play slip into the machine or whatever it was and play it through, right? Sometimes I'll get some money, sometimes I'll double the money, sometimes I'll get nothing at all. But to me, slots is kind of boring because I'm sitting there pressing a button, you know, but isn't that all gambling? Because if you're doing blackjack, you know, you're probably doing it the way the book says. So it's kind of like also like playing slots. So when it comes to blackjack, I like to mix it up a little bit. You know, I'll split tens, you know, I'll double down when I shouldn't. I'll stay on the 16 or 13 or 15 if I feel like it. You know, oh boy, it drives everyone else insane. Can you please do a list of best places to eat in Vegas by category? maybe top 3 for each dim sum, seafood, and steak. Alright, so the only way a video like that would happen is like I gotta be in Vegas for an extended period of time and have to eat at a lot of restaurants in a short amount of time so I can like really get a base of information to make such lists. A list like that would not be valid if I went to this place here in June, went to this place here in August, and then back in January I went to that place, because things always change. It wouldn't be an accurate list. It would be something like, maybe if I spend the entire week eating nothing but beef chow fun, and then out of all 14 of those videos, I'll tell you which ones I like best. Something like that would be more doable. All right. What is the most underrated buffet you have eaten in at Vegas? I cannot answer that question because I don't know what an underrated buffet is. So I'm guessing it means like I look on like the usual sites and it'll have only 1 star, and then I go there and it's like 4 stars, and that's like, why did everyone else says it's a 1 star? It really doesn't exist. If I go to a place and it's like 4 star, it usually is like 4 star. If I go to a place that's like 1 or 2 stars, it usually is 1 or 2 stars. I have not found any like mismatched star rating or anything like that at any buffet in Vegas. I think because, nowadays, we don't depend on like a newspaper article with just a food critic, saying something is something something. Like a New York Times best tasting whatever, because nowadays we got Yelp, we got Google, we got the entire, people of an area that contributes to such ratings, and I find that these ratings are very accurate as is. Now, next question. When did you start visiting Las Vegas? First hotel? Many years ago. I don't remember exactly when, but it was the Mandalay Bay with a girl named Maya Merker. Oh yeah, Maya. I had a lot of fun that trip. Oh wait, how successful of a gambler are you lifetime, specifically on video poker? Oh, I suck, guys. I'm down so much money. If you don't have to gamble, don't do it. I think I've been doing it wrong all these years. So, I'm telling you. Earlier on, maybe 25 years ago, I used to go and I used to win quite often. And then something changed. I don't know what it is. It's been downhill ever since. Okay, so a question here wants to know if I can do Long Island diner review. If I find myself in Long Island at a diner, I'll do a review, because my channel is like wherever I happen to go, and then I have time to make a video, I will. That with the exception of Vegas and things like here in New York, because I'm always in Vegas. But other places, it just depends if I happen to be there or not. Next question. Hey Danny, how often do you get to Vegas? And when in Vegas, what hotels do you like to stay at? Well, I get pretty often, maybe once a month, I guess, if you have to put it that way. But it's not typical. Sometimes I'll go like for an entire month. I'll just be like the whole month I'll be in Vegas. So it's not very typical, but it does give me a lot of time to make videos. Okay, and when in Vegas, what hotels do I like to stay at? You know what, I'll tell you. If I have a choice, I would take the Luxor, right? It is not upscale or anything like that, but I like its convenience. The way it's laid out. The fact that I can get a hotel room on the ground floor, no elevator, no nothing. Terrific. Do you play poker? Not video poker. Alright guys, I do not play casino live poker because I understand from what I've heard it is a game of patience. I don't really have a lot of patience. And not only that, I think my face kind of gives everything away. And I'm just not good at it. I did try one time in Atlantic City when I was with this girl that I met in the Mohegan Sun. Oh, she was nice. What was her name? Oh my goodness. Anyway, whatever her name was, right? I went and tried playing some poker. I lost so fast. God, what was her name? If you were to live in Vegas, would you prefer main city or out in the more rural areas? All right, guys, I would like the rural area because of its peace and quiet, but that's only if I have a car. Because, like, you see, in Vegas, the bus system, right, really is kind of like a heart and its many vessels, right? The heart is downtown Las Vegas, right? And you can see all the bus lines kind of go through downtown eventually somewhere. Yeah, there's some that doesn't get to downtown, but if you're downtown, then you're usually good to go anywhere you want in Vegas. But if you're out in the boonies, you only have one bus line and it comes at once an hour. Then you gotta make it all the way to downtown and then, go somewhere else. You really need a car. So I would like the serenity and the peace of a nice neighborhood, but I would need a car. So I don't have a car, so when I get to Vegas, it's gonna be downtown for a while until things change. All right. Oh, that's right, guys. I am moving to Vegas. Next, in detail, please explain your work that brings you to Las Vegas, or do you just like visiting a lot? I just like visiting a lot, guys. Question. If a Las Vegas casino opened up a Danny the Medic restaurant, what items must be on the menu? Oh, I mean, like, I don't think it's ever going to happen, but if it does, I would never agree to be associated with a restaurant that does not have the same values I do. So the food's got to be good and the price got to be low, right? And low that is fair, a fair price. Not like those one bun restaurants out there. So fair prices. So items on the menu, it's going to be a beef chow fun. What is the most you ever won lost in a single gambling session or trip? All right, so session. I believe, if memory serves, the most I won in any session, about 3 grand. The most I lost in a session, 8 grand. And then for trips, the most I ever won in the trip, couple of $100. Because including the time I won the 3 grand, because after you win it, you just lose it all back. And then the most I ever lost on a trip, probably 10 grand. All right. If you won the lottery and became a billionaire, will you open up a casino in Vegas? Do you know that what billion means? It is 1,000 million, right? If I had 1,000 million, that is 110 million, okay? So I would spend the next 100 years of my life spending $10 million living the life of luxury, not caring about anything in the world. At least that's what I think I would do. Who knows, I might get bored of that and open up a casino. Now, that ends the Vegas section, and we gotta take a break. My shoulders are killing me, guys. All right, we're back, guys. And now we're at the end of the video finally. Here we have a bunch of questions about work. All right, now if it is about my distant past, it is things I do not talk about, such as working for the man in one capacity or the other. I just don't talk about. I actually don't even bring that up in modern life unless I can get a discount, you know? But aside from that, I got some questions about recent work. And here's some of the recent work questions. I heard you mentioned that you are a medic in the film industry in the past video. If so, have you worked with any big stars and who was your favorite? All right, so as the set medic, I only meet people who end up being like, injured or ill. So luckily for everyone else, no one had really gotten injured or ill that happened to be big stars. So there were none of those. Okay, let's see what else we got. What does it mean to be a paramedic for the entertainment industry? Do you only administer to celebrities in emergencies? Do you drive ambulance? And do you have a partner? All right, so such job is called the set medic, right? A set medic is a person that is the first aid provider, emergency medical provider, first on scene on the company. And it doesn't have to be celebrities, it could be anybody that is within the area where the work is taking place, right? Now, usually that does not involve an ambulance, nor does it have a partner, although depending on the size of the shoot, if the size is really big and they have like a wide area, shooting different locations, then maybe there'll be one or two additional, but usually not. Okay, are you going to do a show that shows the contents of your medic bag? I used to have that very video when I first started the channel, when it's like just a variety channel. But nowadays it's a food and travel, and maybe I'll show the contents of what I bring for myself on a trip one of these days. That's a good idea. Thank you. I noticed that you get a veteran's discount at some casino restaurants. I'm a veteran and I get veteran slot card upgrade at many casinos, yada yada yada. All right, so did you know that Railroad Pass Casino offers former and current military a free burger and drink, and I believe also fries and dessert, one time a month, every month? That's terrific, guys. That's terrific. You just got to sign up for the player's card. No minimum play needed or anything. You walk in, you bring your ID, and everything. You sign up under that promotion. Then every time, once a month, you go to the desk, they'll print you out a slip, and you go to the restaurant, bam, free burger. Terrific. All right. And finally, the last thing is a whole bunch of questions about Tong. And so I'm going to roll the video where I ask these questions of Tong, and then I wish you all a good day. Oh my God. All right. All right, Tong. So how will you answer the question, who is Tong?
It's just that I'm just Danny's friend. I've known for like years and years. And we started hanging out together more. And we have lots of common things to do. Like we both love to travel and eat.
So Tong, the people ask, what do you do for a living?
I still do. I work as a data center technician, and the title just recently changed. Right now it's just critical operations tech, and basically I help maintain the network in our company.
So other questions are, Tong, are you married?
No. Single and still available.
You got any children or you don't know?
I could say I don't have any, but you never know. Just kidding, I don't have any.